Welcome back to the fourth installment of our CBD 101 educational series. In the last few weeks, we've covered everything you need to know about the major cannabinoids like THC and CBD, as well as a few other lesser-known cannabinoids. But this week, we're changing gears a little bit. We wanted to spend a little time diving deeper into how these cannabinoids work together to promote different effects within our minds and bodies. That's right, we're talking full spectrum and the entourage effect. Let's dig in. First up on the roster are the cannabinoids. You already know a bunch about these, namely that cannabinoids interact with receptors found throughout our endocannabinoid system, or ECS, to promote different effects. Next up are terpenes. Terpenes are natural chemicals that are found in every plant on the planet and can even be produced by some insects. Their job is to determine how a plant smells and tastes to help it spread its seed, ward off predators or pests, or prevent disease. Let's look at strawberry plants, for example. A strawberry is sweet and extremely attractive to all sorts of creatures. The fruit is appetizing in the hopes that birds or other animals will eat some of them and carry their seeds to other places, allowing them to produce more strawberry plants. At the same time, they also have incredibly bitter leaves. Those leaves help prevent pests and insects from eating the plant so that they can act as solar panels to help it grow healthy in size and produce more offspring. The terpenes that cause the bitterness also produce some terpenes with antibacterial properties to keep the plant healthy and free from disease. When it comes to cannabis, terpenes work much the same way. The terpenes in the flowers are used to attract pollinators, while the terpenes in the leaves help prevent disease, pest infestations, and so on. They're responsible for how your bud smells and tastes. Terpenes may also come with a handful of their own properties. Some evidence even suggests that it's actually the mood-altering effects of terpenes that play a role in the indica, sleepy, sativa, energetic, or hybrid, which is a little bit of both, effects of certain strains. Flavonoids are similar to terpenes, as they also contribute to how a plant tastes or smells. But they come in 6 different subtypes that affect your body in different ways. Flavonoids are found in many of the fruits and vegetables that we eat, and may be the key contributor to certain superfoods' antioxidant properties. Some flavonoids are rich in vital nutrients, while others play a role in flower and fruit pigments. Some flavonoids, like the ones in soybeans, may help modulate hormones or inflammation responses. When it comes to cannabis, flavonoids are responsible for the color of the flowers and may contribute to some of the antioxidant or anti-inflammatory effects of the bud. At the end of the day, it's important to remember that, like a football team, no one person is responsible for how the game is played. All these compounds work together, like the players on the field, to produce different effects. Which brings us to the entourage effect. The entourage effect was discovered by neurologist Dr. Ethan Russo back in 2006. He was studying the relationship between THC, CBD, and other cannabinoids, and pointed out that CBD might be making THC less effective. He set out to explore if there were other relationships like this one between cannabinoids, as well as other natural plant compounds like terpenes or flavonoids. For context, during the early 2000s, cultivators thought that cannabis needed to be insanely high in THC, so they were selectively breeding their plants to produce tons of it. However, many people were starting to notice that even though a strain checked in at a whopping 25%, its effects and taste were muted compared to classic strains that topped out around 15% THC. In the process of selective breeding, a lot of terpenes, flavonoids, and minor cannabinoids were bred out, leaving behind strains high in THC, but pretty much flavorless and not as collectively strong as older strains. This led many cultivators and scientists to realize that there was a lot more to the therapeutic effects of cannabis than THC alone. Further research conducted after Dr. Russo's initial discovery found that the full spectrum of cannabinoids and their terpenes and flavonoids work together like a team to boost the effectiveness of each compound. Each cannabis plant has a unique terpene, flavonoid, and cannabinoid profile that dictates how it will look, taste, smell, and feel. However, each one also interacts with our ECS and with each other in different ways. Some terpenes offer similar effects to cannabinoids, and some terpenes even act like cannabinoids or flavonoids. Let's look at CBD, for example. CBD is known for potentially reducing anxiety, leveling out moods, and modulating inflammatory responses. When a full-spectrum CBD extract is taken, you're getting CBD along with other natural terpenes like B-caryophyllene and myrcene, which share similar properties and effects. Terpenes are, for the most part, naturally anti-inflammatory and believed to help with mood. So when they're taken with other anti-inflammatory compounds like CBD or other anti-inflammatory terpenes, they boost each other's effects. This is the origin of the term full spectrum. When you take a full spectrum CBD oil, you're taking the entire essence of the plant, including its terpenes, flavonoids, and minor cannabinoids, ultimately making your effects feel stronger than they would have if you'd just taken the individual cannabinoid, CBD, on its own. The relationship between cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids might also be responsible for how a strain feels. Tylenol and Advil, for example, can both provide pain relief, but do they work the same or have the same effect? In the same way, since each cannabis or hemp strain contains its unique ratio of terpenes and cannabinoids, each one's going to interact differently with your body. Terpenes like B-caryophyllene and myrcene are more commonly found in strains that promote relaxing, indica-like effects, while strains with energizing or cerebral, sativa-like effects are more likely to contain limonene or pinene because of their unique psychoactive properties. The entourage effect isn't centralized to how CBD interferes with the high caused by THC, though. It's also found in the way that multiple terpenes can promote specific mood-related effects, or how certain terpenes may limit the effects of other cannabinoids. One example is that ancient Persian doctors recommended lemons and black pepper as a remedy for the uncomfortable feeling of being too stoned. Chewing on black peppercorns or sucking on a lemon help to reduce that too high feeling, since they're rich in high concentrations of B-caryophyllene or limonene terpenes. Alternatively, some evidence suggests that myrcene or other flavonoids found in mangoes may amplify the effects of THC. At the end of the day, it's believed there's a complex relationship between all of these compounds, and the science and research around these effects can be challenging to measure in a lab. In fact, there's one major study right now arguing that the entourage effect doesn't exist at all. At the same time, others have supported its existence since 2006. Right now, evidence still suggests that CBD and other cannabinoids feel stronger when they're taken with a full spectrum of cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids. But what do you think? Maybe you should consider taking full spectrum CBD and CBD isolate for a few days and come to your own conclusions. You know, for science. That's all for this video. Don't forget to check back here for our 5th video in the educational series, where we break down different methods for delivery of full spectrum extracts. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.